Okay. Yes, okay, that should be it. Yes. Yes. Looks right. Looks good. Are we live? We're live. Seems like it. Yep. I don't want to hear myself. Okay, so what are we doing today? Today, if we look at the file that is in front of us, this huge long line of a thing, these are the thumbnails, the storyboards that we did for our comic, or I should say my comic, last time. So today we are going to actually make these look less like derpy chicken scratches and more like something that we can work from in order to create line art. So I have prepared a bunch of files, and each of these contain basically little like portions of the thumbnails divvied out into kind of different amounts of panels that we can work on. So that is what we are going to be doing. And now that I've done my little intro and told you guys what is happening right now, I will get some music going and then we can get started. Sketch layer, there we go. Excuse me. Alright, what are we gonna listen to? Alrighty, let's see. Let's do this. Okay. If you hear music, that should be correct. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn it a little bit down so I can hear myself talking. And one ear out. Otherwise I'll lose track of what I'm doing. Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit censored because I'm streaming. Very sad. Let me see, outputs. Okay. Yay! Yeah, that should do the trick. Now we can go into Photoshop and get started. And you can also see I have my reference images or character sheets for the characters ready for when I'm drawing them. We'll get to that in a second. For this first one, this first thumbnail, this first this first one here, we actually are not going to need to do any sketching. We're going to focus actually more on the characters today. So this one I already have the art ready, so it's just going to be a note to myself. Add from previous episode. Okay, now we go into this one. I'm actually gonna need to open another file because this character is not one that I have a character sheet for. So I'm gonna hunt him down in one of the previous episodes. And I think episode... yes, perfect, thank you. This guy right here. Here you go, mate. You're gonna be my reference image. Nope, don't save those changes, and I cannot see because this is so small. Man, the export size for webtoon is small, huh? Okay, now that we've got that going, we can use this as the reference. Pop it up top like so. I'm just gonna get cracking. I love this this face and his eyebrows pointing to the sky. Oh, 1 second, I've got like One of these scrunchies on my arm is getting in the way. Okay. Wow. Sketching on camera is nerve-wracking. It's got a very long and like flat nose. So that's what we're gonna... Yeah. Okay. It's not a droopy tip, actually. I need to be mindful of that. Mindful of that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then we get that eye in. And then a small little ear. That should be good for... And then this side, yeah, yeah, There we go. And the wavy hair. Yeah. Okay. When else did he show up? Showed up in episode. I want to say somewhere around 12 something. I think. Oh, further along. I think. Yeah. No, further back. Excuse me. Episode 11? 8? Indeed. There he be. Here he is. The man. Okay, so I've drawn him like that. Okay, yeah, so flat head. Yes, perfect. I'm gonna take a moment to just grab something real quick because I can't see my own stream, so I just need to check. Okay. Back in we go. Alrighty. And then he's got his like and go like that. I like that he's kind of got uneven, so we can do like that. Alright, now let me make sure everything is working. Oh, I'm sorry if I like just tapped. Yes, good, good, good. Alright, let me just... Uh-huh. Like that, and then there's the tray here. And then we're just gonna use the shift key to keep that line straight. And then I don't... It's pretty clear, I think, that he's the guy holding onto this. So there we go. And then the mugs. Oh, burr mugs. I can always get lazy about this kind of stuff. I'm just like... I get the urge to be like, you know what a mug looks like, don't make me draw it. So we want these to be empty ones. It's like, come on now. Do I really have to like draw it nicely? Just know that it's a beer mug. And then we can attach the like that. You don't wanna with me. Don't wanna test your luck with me. 'Cause if you try to with me, I'll take all your body parts to a graveyard 6 feet. I'm lost for okay. Traumatized by everything I'm not. Alright, I'm lost inside, and anything I say you better listen up closely. Mostly, I'm the one and only. Bring it home slowly. Hand your boy the trophy. Patience is holy. Moly, I got it. More mugs. Force like I'm Obi. You know the one Kenobi. Force fed baloney by phone. He's just wanna rule the world. Steal girl. Easy gave me the referral. Now he's worried about a jail. Coming out strong. I've been here for some mug action. And I'm gonna sort of like put another one here. Ooh, not there. That's a bit too far over. Like that. Mm-hmm. And then this mug. Yep. Good. You won't ever find him like me. In the making, bite me, and you'll break him. Your teeth will be vacant. I don't need to be patient, man. I breed entertainment from the streets, now the basement. No see, I've been baking like your mama's casserole. She makes me. I turn on the radio when you hear some shit. Your throat won't slit if you don't post this, and I won't do I need to put anything else on this tray? No, that's fine. Or like one more mug, right? So we can get the sense of like depth. Depth. The lie that is depth. Okay. Yep. And then there, we'll deal with the background in a sec and get to the next one here. Excuse me, reference. Please come with me to this frame. I'm not gonna need this reference. I need this one. Oh my gosh, please don't be so big. You are so big. Please don't be so big. I cannot see what I'm doing. Okay. That's way too big. I don't need all that size. I need to see what I'm doing. Okay. Nice. And go to this one. Oops. Why isn't this named? Sketch layer. Dot sketch layer. Okay, and then this is gonna be the back of this man's head. Let me see this. Yeah. Long nose. Like that. With like the low mouth. And then connect it like that. And the neck. Yep. And I'm just gonna put like a little bit of a hand in, because this is gonna be like off screen linked like that, see? So we're gonna do that. And this comes across this way. That would be the tray. And so then we need to put all of the mugs that we put on the previous one. So at least 4. Because it could be that there was like, you know, more over here that we can't see, and then that's linked to his arm here. So we're gonna at least make sure that there's 4 mugs on this tray. And oh, we are not gonna have those lines intersecting like that, no sorry. I'm not gonna worry too much about facing them all the same direction as they were in the previous sketch, or maybe I will, who knows. No, it's not a big deal. Especially because now the mugs that were in the front in the previous shot are behind. Right, because like now there's gonna be like this mug here. Yep. Ooh. And then we can do something like that to just remind everybody of what we are looking at. And then this is another mug here. Yep. Yay! Great. Okay, so then we're gonna have this back part here, showing sort of like the transition between 2 different rooms. Just a wall. Like that. And then it's gonna be Hal over here, which is this character. He's gonna be washing dishes, so let's do that. And we're seeing the back of his head, so it's been so long since I've had an episode featuring him, because it's like every episode takes like a month or sometimes more to make. So when it feels like, oh, this guy hasn't appeared for like 3 episodes or something, then that's 3 months, maybe 4. Since I've drawn him. Yeah, it's wild. So thank goodness for character sheets. Otherwise I think I'd just be like, what? How his face go again? Oh, crazy. So I like to start with the head first, and then we can kind of make sure that everything else is proportionate to that, and then if the overall body is too big for the scene, we can shrink the whole sketch. So let's get this head finesse and then make the neck make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, so then it's gonna be, yeah. Okay, this is great. Yeah. Alright, and let's not forget his arm hair. It's not shown in this particular one because it's just showing his head, but I remember. Let's do, yeah, like that. Ooh, hello. Please go in the direction of. Oh, yeah. There we go. Arm here. Oh, excuse me. And then there's like this whatchamacallit, like the dishwasher robe is gonna go like this. There's like one of the early episodes where we have some characters in the kitchen. Total side characters, but they're wearing kind of like this similar thing of like a wrap around the torso area. It's like, yeah, like a cloth. Like that, with some suds. And with like a dish. Okay, so we can assume how his arm is coming in. Yeah, okay, great. And then like right in front of him, we have like a bucket. Bucket? Yeah, a bucket. That'll be a bucket, but we can't really see that from here. But there's this big barrel. Big barrel of suds. It looks really similar to the mugs. Yeah. Have a drink. And we can sort of put something else on them. A little shelf here. And then put like a little bucket. And then another shelf. And you just put that shelf somewhere. It's not going to intersect with his hand in a weird way. And then we're going to put dishes on this. And sort of like make it a bit uneven for visual interest. And then add some like bowls to that. And so we got that bowl, and we can sort of stack them like that. There's a bit of an angle. Kind of like the idea of it doing a little leaning tower situation. Yeah, and then kind of do another one behind that one. All right. Let's do, yeah. And just to make it easy on the silhouette, we'll do like that. And then behind that we can throw in just more shapes. Just to give the impression of like plenty of dishes. And we can do some here. Get like something like that. Stack it. And do put something here. Mug. And then like another barrel-ish here. A barrel of water. Big barrel. And you kind of do like that to get the water line in there. More of a sense of depth to this room. Oh, we gotta be careful of those lines. Here. Oh, I've got hiccups. That's great. Kind of these like storage shelves in the back with more crockery and things. Mugs. Lots of mugs. Like that. And then like maybe like one mug stacked like that with like another mug, and then this mug is this way and that way and whatnot, and then that can sort of lead back, right? And you get a sense that like there's all of that stuff back there. Cool. I think that's a good amount of depth. Let's deal with the depth up here. The depth over there. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Okay. Okay, that was terrifying. I'm still good, right? Man, that scared me. Nice. You. Good. Let me just shift this out of my way. Okay. We want to do the background people for the like tavern itself. So we know that these are all different tables. I'm doing the depth of the scene in a little bit of a, I guess you could say, a haphazard kind of way. I'm not like mapping out the, like, oh, this is exactly how the vanishing point works. Which would be, you know, that would be the wise thing to do. We got these background characters. It's easier when I get the scale of the people inside the scene, so I'm gonna just delete that for a second. Did I have... I'm gonna check something. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna mess me up if I don't indicate what is going on. Yep. Let's do a little checkaroo on one of the early episodes. Was it the second one? No, well, not, it was the second one, just not the one labeled number 2. Okay, let's see here. Yes, everything is square tables. I will make sure to make the tables square then. Square tables. Classico square row tables. And we got leggies in, and then this man's feet will be under here. How are we looking with this? I usually keep the thumbnails very, very light, like barely visible. Ooh, that is so close. That's doing some weird things for my eyes. Oop, boop. I'm gonna add some extra support to the table. It's a bit. Just getting these characters in. Yeah. Ba-ba-ba. There we go. I don't have much to say when it comes to background characters, except that I kind of like to imagine that they've got their own little like mini stories going on. I mean, they're like living their lives, you know. If they were real people and not characters in my story, it's like, what would they be up to, and like, why are they in this location, and what do they happen to be doing? You know, I don't like to sort of like make my cardboard characters what cardboard characters did I just say? Make my background characters like have nothing that they're up to. I kind of try my best to give it a sense that they're moving around. They're not just stick figure men T-posing through life. They're actually like have things that they're trying to do with themselves. Man, but you know, just streaming right now, I'm realizing how long this process actually is. I wonder which one would be longer, because like flat colors is at least to me, I always perceived it as a pretty short process, because it just felt like, relative to a lot of the other parts of the process of like getting the comic out, flat colors, it's pretty straightforward. And then sketching is probably one of the ones that takes the longest. And it's really striking me now, like how long it takes, because we've done this, like, well, not even 2 panels yet, and it's already been 40 minutes. Is that crazy? But then again, this one has a lot of background nonsense happening. I'm just trying to make it look lively in here, you know? What else should be happening at this particular tavern, aside from just people having a real good time everywhere? Okay, what scale are the people in the back here? Let's say this is their heads. So let's pop a few heads in at different heights. And then like maybe someone way in the back there. So their head is very small and can be at the very back of the room. And so this can be like the corner of the room. Oopsie, this can be like a pillar. Like so. And this is the corner of the room, and I don't want to draw any more corner. So we can do this. Maybe these 2 people are like, hey, good to see ya, almost like yeah, touch your face. I love that. That looks so derpy. Give him clothes. Give him different sorts of clothes. Nah, give him default clothes. Excuse me, I burped. Excuse me. Yeah, like that. He's like, hey, right in my face. Like, what about me? No hug? Person in the back. Give him a bit more robe. They're like getting up from their chair. So let's add the chair with its 3 back. And maybe some loner in the corner with their arms crossed like, I did come out to a public place, but now is my alone time. And then we can do this to give a sense of like depth as well again. Since this is right there, it should come up a bit because it's like a pillar thingy. This is a big location, huh? And do something like that. And then for a corner, it would definitely have one of these. And then we can just scooch this across, do something like that. This just based on how the outside design of these buildings that I've been drawing for Ishara works. Okay, and then we can have these some guys here closer to the foreground. Hold on, let me put a dude here, just kind of getting in on the action. Let's make him no shirt dude. I just want to make sure that it looks nice and full, and not like there's a big empty gap somewhere with no people. So well, let's just make an arm wrestling contest happen in the back. Why not? I used to do a lot of like arm wrestling back in like when I was in an all-girls school growing up. For some reason, arm wrestling was very popular. But then, once you start trying to arm wrestle with boys, it's all downhill. You can never win again. So sad. So we can just have someone kind of off screen here. That also helps with the sense of depth. And some fluffy, foamy burrs, or whatever it is that they're drinking. They were having some drinks, they said some things, and then now they're arm wrestling. Sounds right. Sounds about right. Let's have some people coming in over here. Ready to go. Some person in the back pulling out their chair, and they're like, what's that guy doing? Who's that guy waving at? Okay, that looks pretty good in terms of the fullness levels. Hello. Hey, hey, hey. Good to see you, Kazuko. And now, finally, after like 45 minutes, we've finished 2 of our sketches. Thank you, thank you. Today we are preparing sketches for Lineart eventually. So right now we're starting with these. These are the thumbnails, so they are very, very sketchy. And then the sketches that we're doing today are to basically, it's the sketch stage right before the line art, so it's got to be a little bit cleaner. Oh, you're a French artist? What kind of stuff do you do? Thank you. So, yeah, we're just kind of chilling, working on these. So over here I have a side character who's, whatchamacallit, like, I don't have any official character sheet for him, so I'm just using this, like, old drawing. 2D concept art, nice. Anything in particular you like to do? Like to do concepts for? So, like, what kind of painting do you like to do? Are you doing digital painting, or are you doing traditional medium like watercolors or oils, or... Let's get this guy's funky eyebrows up in here. That sounds nice. I haven't done, when it comes to traditional painting, I haven't done traditional painting in like a really long time, just because work is all digital. And also this is digital too. It's also easier for traveling and all that kind of stuff. Play nice in the comments. Let's get this man's beard in. I've never drawn this character from the front. Yeah, the only thing I've done traditional art recently-ish, sort of near the end of last year, was some watercolor painting work. Went out and did it with a group of other artists. And so I was doing a little bit of painting plein air, and then ended up doing some portrait painting of like one of the other guys who was there on that day. Okay, how do we deal with this guy's hair? Let me think for a second. And also deal with my hands. Gosh, sweaty palms. Okay, so I know he has this center part from my... And then it will just come in like that. Yep. And the same thing on the other side. Alright. Coming in with the dirty dishes. If I go quiet and just like everyone just shout at me or something, it's just because it's taken some of my brain power to do this. Some of my brain power is an understatement. It's taken a lot of brain power. A lot of the other stages are easier, like color, doing the flat colors. Heck, even the thumbnails, I was surprised. When I did the thumbnails, I did these thumbnails for this episode of the comic on live stream a few days ago. And I was surprised at like how much I was able to like coherently talk through the process. This one's a bit more difficult to talk through. So it's funny, I'm learning a lot about how much concentration I'm actually using per like stage of the process. And I think maybe because with this one I'm going to be doing line art right after. Ah, the composition, thank you. I'm glad. Hope it reads well. Have you read it? And if so, how much? How much of it? Yeah, I'm thinking when it comes to, because you mentioned the universe, when it comes to kind of like the writing portion and the world building, I was thinking of doing some videos on that as well. I think it'd be could be useful to people, who knows. Sort of like how I go about doing the world building and planning for the plot for webtoon purposes specifically. Because it's been interesting to sort of have a piece where like the full story, I know it roughly, but then I have to plan it. Wow, so you're seeing my work from 2020 actually, because I drew quite a lot of it first and then started publishing it. So the first episode was published in 2021, but it was made in 2020. And I actually recently reread it for myself, just to make sure that what is it, like, it's coherent. The story is coherent. And it was weird to read my own work back, because some of it was, it feels so long ago that I made it, that when I went to go read it, it kind of felt like I was looking at someone else's work. I'm like, who did this? Whose drawings are these, and whose writing is this? And it's mine. And it's happened long enough ago that, like, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know how this was made. I don't understand. Which is quite nice, actually. It's a nice experience. Okay, what are we trying to do here? Coming in with the dirty dishes. Yes, yes. There's going to be a touch of foreshortening because the tree is like right there. Excuse me while I constantly redraw these arms. I think my issue is I'm not putting in the tray. There we go. There we go. And then your hands will be like here. Yep, yep, yep. If you hear my neighbors' children yelling, it's interesting. If you look at the beginning of the comic, that was when I was telling myself it's important to get it done quickly, and get a good cadence for the release. So I was like, let the line art be sketchier, let it like be less polished. And then over time, I kind of forgot that and started just sort of doing everything more with more detail, or putting in more time to like refine things. And so now the production of each episode is taking me longer, but they do look nicer. So it's kind of like, I'm trying to find a medium ground. And then also I'm hoping that this year, if I can sort it out, I can maybe like hire a colorist or something to help out with the process of getting all of these done, because otherwise I calculated it and it's going to be like 20 years before the story finishes, and I'm like, I don't want my audience to perish before I finish like producing the whole thing. I don't want to perish before I produce the whole thing. And like, there's so many other stories that are sitting in my work in progress or like to do, and they're just in the concept stages, but I don't have like the bandwidth or the resources to work on them. So I just like, yeah, I need to sort out the life stuff so that I can make more things. Yeah. Okay, mugs. There you go. Let's give one of them a handle right there. Dimensionality. Coming in with the dirty dishes. Turn that off. And let me see here. I gotta look at my actual script for this episode now. La la la. Okay. I'm gonna add something here. Boop. Do I know avatar? Which one? Blue people or arrows on head? Or is there another one I don't know about? Arrows or reincarnation, elemental magic, or aliens? What other ways are there to describe the two different avatars that most people know about? The world is Asian or space? Thank you. Thank you. It's very sweet. Oh, actually, hold up. Hero with elemental magic. Yes, of course. Of course, of course. The original animation is the best. Yes, yes, yes. Angsty Scar Boy. Let me just take a look at my character sheet here. Good. Kind of wanna. So what about Avatar? Aside from me knowing it. Up. Okay, if I start making the expression that I need the character to make in my drawing, don't mind me. Oh, you're watching the Netflix series. Have you seen the are you talking the recent one, right? The live action one right now? Yeah. Yeah, I can't. The dialogue, I cannot. It's very clunk. I was talking about it the other day, I think, where I really want to like it, but the dialogue is kind of clunky for me. And yeah, but there's always the original animation. Okay, excuse me if I start smiling and doing random stuff. I need it. I'm one of those artists who has to make the facial expression. I don't believe that. I mean, I think you could probably yes, they are, like, the main characters are all very young. But I feel like the story is very all ages. And there's a lot of older characters, too. And like, I think, let me try and remember. With the original animation, I would say the sort of starting off point definitely feels very young, and also because the sort of like quality, because of how it was made for TV and the aspect ratio is weird and all that kind of stuff from the old animation. That one's a bit, it's a bit, but like I think there's probably guides on the internet for like recommending which episodes to watch and which ones to not. Yeah. Da, da, da. Oh, it's getting hot in this room. Because who's in a in hang 112 years old. Yeah. I can't watch it either, unfortunately. But for me, it's not really an age thing. It's more just the dialogue, man. I can't. I can do it. I can live through anything except clunky dialogue and characterization. I can do anything except bad characterization. Da, da, da. Okay. Facial hair. Lots. Goes like that. I think for me, the thing about the live action one that really struck me was when they started with Aang in the past. I don't really like have any particular feelings about them starting in the past, but when they start with in the past and then he like goes to Appa and is like, but I'm just a kid and I want to goof off with my friends, and the monks don't even let me like feed the baby bison. And I was just like, yes, tell me more about your feelings in a weird exposition-y monologue like a normal human being would. And I just, oh man, it was too much. I couldn't, yeah. That really got me. I was like, well, okay. Yes, tell me more about your personality that I have not witnessed. Yeah. I don't know if I do any better, but I try. I mean, I don't have an issue with exposition, but when it was done in such an awkward way, it was like, And of course the grandmother, queen of exposition. Katara and Sokka's grandmother. Her personality is exposition. Did I? Hold up, let me make sure that this makes sense. No, it doesn't. Let me fix. That's this shoulder. Let's see. Yes. So we're gonna do that. That's all gonna be skin. And then this can come down as fabric. And then we're gonna have an arm up washing. Oh, I can't forget. I wanted to put soap in his hair. Little soap bubbles. Suds got in hair. Messy. Okay. Okay. So he is holding a plate. Yep, okay. Just need to double check with my own hand what it is I'm doing, and oh, give him boxier fingers. Yeah, because he's a character of mine that should have boxy fingers. Thick boxy fingers. Like cubes. Okay. And some, what are those thingamabobs called? Knuckles. Yes, I know humans. Human anatomy. I understand. I am real human. Yes. The plate must be round. Yeah, it doesn't matter that much. I can just use the circle tool when I get to the line art phase. You stream on Twitch. What do you stream? I get that you're saying art. I'm just curious, what kind of art do you stream? And there's like gonna be a cloth here. Suds. What kind of art do you stream? Drawing like you're illustrating a piece live sort of thing? Yes, drawing in video game. Classic. What kind of games? What kind of games you be streaming? Let me see here though. You are my reference. Come here. And you better look pissed. Your favorite? That's also a classic. Third one, right? I'm guessing. Unless you're streaming The Witcher, like the original game. How long have you been streaming on Twitch, and how do you find it? What am I doing here? Yeah, that. Uh-huh. 8 months or so. So sometime around last year you started? I just want his eyes to be wider. The eyebrows, I can't get over them. I love them so much. Okay, let's get his hair in. Yes. What is your favorite thing to draw? I tend to do a lot of character art. Oh. Let me adjust his hair a bit. He's like telling my main character no. Right now. One of my main characters. There's quite a lot of main characters in the black card. Maybe nature? I will have to see your art, sir. Humans. I like humans too. Yeah, I like humans. I also quite like human-ish creatures as well. And animal anatomy is also nice, so that works for me too. Study bones. Yeah. Don't forget muscles. We have those. Oh, so you do studies as part of your stream. Is that it? Okay. I'm just asking questions because you're here. What do you want to know about, actually? Yeah, I get that. But I'm also like, half my brain is missing at the moment from just getting the drawings out. We did another stream where I did an illustration from scratch of like my D&D character. And that one I was able to think while doing, but this one is a bit more complicated. Let's see here. What are we doing now? Do I still need this character? Yes, I do. But I'm going to copy. So, my drawing history is that I started when I was really young, and so I don't actually remember learning how to draw, because by the time I could like remember things, I already was able to. So I would say I was self-taught up till the age of 12, and then when I was 12 I applied to art school with my portfolio of work at the time. And so from that portfolio I went to that school, was there from like ages 12 to roughly 16, and then I did a diploma in animation for another 3 years. And then started working. So there's like a lot of art in that process. Yeah, but like I don't really remember sort of like a lot of basic things around drawing. By the time I actually had things like proper classes explaining how to draw stuff, things like, you know, what you would expect your art anatomy class and things like that to be, I was already doing all of those things. So I could kind of participate really naturally. But then I've also done a little bit of like teaching other people how to draw, but not in a professional capacity. I only draw in a professional capacity. I wouldn't say I would teach it in a professional capacity. So actually I want this to stay at the same scale. Excuse me. So in that regard, the sort of process of trying to teach someone else how to draw has also helped me to recognize what my process is like a lot more, and also kind of realize how I construct my drawings a lot of the time. I sort of like don't remember, but I would say definitely doing like anatomy study of musculature and bones and all that was really fun and really useful, because whenever I feel like I don't know why a drawing isn't working, I can always go back to that, fall back on those processes and systems to look at, okay, why is it looking funny to me? What's gone wrong? Honestly, I should have just started this panel from scratch, because these are such different frames. When I started drawing, I think part of it is because I started very young. A lot of people did think like, oh, you just have it figured out. And so in that sense, I kind of got left alone to sort of do my thing. But then there was a point where I realized that my entire sense of self-worth was tied up in my ability to draw. And as I observed that, I realized that it was the thought of not being able to draw, like losing the ability to, was so scary that it was my number one fear. And I sort of hit a point as well where I sort of didn't know how to be with other people if it wasn't being able to like give them my drawing skills, in order to essentially, because if I'm good at it and people are praising that, then it sort of acts like love, right, to the human psyche. It's like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm getting like attention and validation for this thing. So yeah, I had that for a while, and when I was able to recognize that, I actually took a break for a while so that I could form like new relationships and new patterns where I wasn't just known as the person who does art. So there was a period of probably more than a couple years, where I really kept my work on the down low because I didn't want people in my personal life to know I could draw. And then after a while, once I was able to kind of disentangle my sense of self-worth from drawing, then I could come back to it more easily. And here we are now. But yeah, that was kind of what happened from being in it since I was young. It's like, for a little kid, when the sense of identity hasn't really fully formed yet, it kind of latched itself onto my drawing stuff. And then that relationship with creating art and drawing became very dysfunctional for a bit. I say for a bit, like it wasn't like an entire like life journey going on there. But yeah. And then here we are now. So there was actually a point where, because art is my job, I was thinking to myself, with that whole process of disengaging from it being my whole identity and all this kind of stuff, for a pretty long time I didn't enjoy drawing. And I wondered to myself, like, will I ever actually enjoy this again? And I was only ever doing client work, and then when I wasn't doing client work, I wasn't drawing. But then this particular project here that we're working on today came about as as my enjoyment of drawing and creating art came back. And when it started to come back, then I started to actually want to have my own personal work and not just be working on client work, other people's stuff all the time. And so I worked on this. Yes, it becomes a very different beast when it's work. Because when it's work, it's just it becomes work. But I mean, the sort of like obligation of a particular result, or having to like deliver what the client wants within a particular deadline, has never been something that really bothered me very much, because I guess it's been long enough doing it that I don't know, I've never sort of been an artist who has like issues with art block or something like that. Because if I'm not feeling like particularly inspired, I can fall back onto the process of creating the work, sort of going through the stages of sketching it and figuring out the composition. Like, there's so many different ways to just engage with the process that I don't feel that I really need to worry about like having inspiration in order to make something look good. Because it's like, as long as I follow my sort of like artistic process, then I can figure out all of the components of producing a piece of work to a point where it's at a commercial quality. So it's like not a big concern when it comes to like obligation. I need a little drink of water before my throat kills me. I feel like his jaw needs to be wider here. Just a touch. Yeah. So I think in terms of like my relationship with drawing and with my art, it's at a nice spot right now where I can have it be work, but then I also have versions of it that feel like Like there's enough of me in it. Yes. Everybody drink your water right now. If you're watching this right now or you're gonna see the replay, remember, it's water time. Oh man, I love character art. And I love character designs, probably like my favorite thing to do for work. Don't call me out on my bubble tea addiction. I have my bubble tea, yes, I do. Trapezius muscle, go. I think that's what it is. It's been too long since I've like actually been in school or something. I've forgotten the name of all the muscle groups. I used to know them all, and now my brain is like that thingy, that thingy over there, the one with the shape. Sad. All the brain cells gone. No, I'm kidding. Okay, what do we have in front of us? A thing of suds. You forgot them too? Yeah, who cares what they're called as long as we know what they look like and how to make them look correct, right? Deltoid. Yeah. Thank you. Trapezius is on the back, right? It's the one here. Back of the neck, right? If this is a person's neck, it's this one, right? I'm pretty sure that's the traps. And then wait, deltoid is this one, right? Yep. That's the coconuts. And then we got triceps here, and then like biceps here, and then you got like shoulder blades over here, right? And then the rest of the back, etc., etc. Then you like the rib cage is happening over here, something like that. Anyway, let's get rid of that. That's an hour. It's all over my comic. Yeah. Or a demon face. Okay, bucket. Bucket. Barrel. Barrel of suds and soap. Yay. I know my anatomy. It's just hard to articulate things sometimes when I'm not prepared to on the fly. But I swear, I know. Alright. What other art related or life related adventures can I tell y'all about? Or I can tell you about the Blackguard, actually, if anyone's curious about the world. I have some behind the scenes world building. Oot. Actually, I can show you guys the map as well. There's like I have a file that references the map of the world and like where all the different places are. So the comic takes place in this country called Ishara. And Ishara is one of many countries, obviously, and I think in the comic itself mentions a few places, right? It mentions Ishara, and it mentions Optilis, which is the country that they were at war with for a really long time. And then there's also the crown folk, or they're actually called the Nethurzi by their own. That's their own name, right? It's just the Isharans that call them the crown folk, and so the king. Do I have a picture of the king right now? Whatever, one of the main characters with the like purplish hair, the king. His dad is from there. His dad is one of the crown folk, and the crown folk are interesting to me, at least. They're inspired by axolotls. So it's like if this is a crown folk person, they have like nubbies on their head like this. That's why they're called a crown folk, because they kind of have this shape on their head and it kind of looks like a crown. And those nubbies are like the nubbies on an axolotl, which is their gills. Yeah. So the Netherzi, or crown folk, as the Asharans call them, are, what's that, amphibious? Like they're semi-aquatic? Gosh, it's hard to think and draw at the same time. Actually, hold up. I want this in a slightly different position. Exactly what I was saying. It's hard to draw and talk at the same time. Blah. Okay, I think I will probably stream for another half an hour or so, and then that will just have to be like whatever we cover is what we cover, unfortunately. We'll do our best to get as much done as possible. Arm hair, arm hair, arm hair, boop, boop, boop. Let's do this. Yeah. Get as much done as possible. Okay. As for the characters that we're seeing today, what is some trivia about them I can share? I feel like if I share things like backstory, that's probably going to be something that I use for the actual comic, so I don't want to like necessarily say anything in regards to that. It's got this washcloth in, pew, and then it's just on his hand like that. I'm just gonna make him look a little bit more annoyed. Yep. Scrubby, scrubby. Oh, don't forget his shoulder fabric area. Okay. Arm hair, arm hair, arm hair. Wee! Arms. Let me think. Arm hair. Sort of more here. There's some here, but not a lot. Most of it's going to be on your, what are these? Forearms? Yes. Okay. I really should have done this thing from scratch. Silly me. Okay, and then he walks all the way forward, is next to this guy, and is plonking, putting down this thingy. Continuity is fine. It's all good. So they're roughly the same height. So I'll bear that in mind. The scale of these two should be the same. One moment for bubble tea addiction. I wrote it on the side. Long nose. feel like it should be even longer. Okay, we're good. What time is it actually? Are you in France? You're welcome. And I stream around this time. You too, you too. Have a good time. Hopefully work is good. Catch you some other time. Or rather you me. I can't really. Or hey, actually, I could. Yeah, have a good time at work. Okay. There we go. That's a lot. That's big hair right now. 12:30. Interesting. PM, I assume. His hair is so big. Bye-bye. I'm thinking if we can get done, oh, we might as well finish this up and then do panels number 10 and 11. I'll stream a bit long just to get to those. Oh, he ain't gonna be resting, he gonna be working. Right? I think so. Yeah, it's work time. Big old head. This side character is getting so much screen time for a character with no official character design, and I just drew on the fly. This is a character I drew on the fly on like one of the first few episodes of the comic, and then he's shown up like in one other episode beside the first one he showed up in, and then now in this one. But it's okay, he's got enough design. I always try and make sure my side characters have some energy to them. Or I guess uniqueness. I try to give my characters some uniqueness just in case I decide to reuse them. Then they can show up and be recognizable. I kind of did something not the same, but like when I was doing the council, so you know, there's like a royal council, and I designed them first, and then after that I kind of used the designs for them to decide how they would play their role and everything. Time to chuck all these mugs into the dirty mug pile. like so. Man, he looks so good, the side character. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna go back in and breathe more life into Hal over there, dang. He needs, I feel like he needs some love. He's looking a bit stiff. You're looking a bit stiff, Hal? Let me come in and give you some energy. That looks good. So then there's a sound effect coming from here. And goes plonk. Just gonna write that in. And then find like me later. Future me can deal with it. You can sigh. You can sigh instead. He's like, yeah, blah 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 blah. Eye roll. This is the eye roll moment. Ooh, excuse me. So let's do it. Like that. Bam. More annoyed. More annoyed. With his big old nose. I love the noses. Him and Tommen with they have the same nose. Tommen is another character in this comic who, instead of looking like this, so this, if Hal looks like this, right, with his big nose and beard, and then his hair is like that, and Tommen is like this with more of a square face but with the same big nose and younger, and then he's got this like big old hair like that. So yeah, that's kind of like how I simplify the characters. Like that. So it's really easy for me to break down how to draw them for myself. And then I can just kind of use that as a guide for how to apply the usual anatomical situations, anatomy things, character design things, a lot of stuff happening in one. Let's push this facial expression more. Yeah. Like a big cartoony sad face. Like that. Very exaggerated. I love it. Here we go. If we can finish this entire file, which is panels 1 to 11, I'll be pretty happy. That would have only taken us a little over 2 hours. That's good for so many sketches. Oh, his hair's looking very, very big. But I mean, that's his skull, you know? It's the skull is under there. Dun, dun. So I've been thinking of doing some stuff around like an entire webcomic process from start to finish, like a big ginormous tutorial course, multi-hour thingy, which would be a lot of work. So maybe not. I would have to like I would have to have some people who actually wanted it, but it would just be like how to do an entire webcomic, starting from the planning phase, and then it's like, what's your story gonna be, what's your world building if applicable, character design, all of that pre-production art and visual development related things. Alright, let's put this in the frame properly. Like so. He's like, ugh. And then there's like gonna be, anyway, that's off out of the frame, so we don't draw it. I'll just remove that for myself because I want him to turn his head back that way and go like whip. Like that, and then like sigh or somewhere over there. That works. Let's just make sure this is saved. Aha! Now let's copy this frame. Excuse the chaos on screen. It is but a momentary situation. Okay, and then we get the sketch layer in. And we get that. Yes. And we can just erase all of that. And I'm just gonna bring that down. And then we're gonna put him in the doorway. Oh, actually, let's straighten up this mug that he placed down. Doop, 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 doop. With a handle. Let's move the handle over a bit. And then this mug here can stand up straight now. Nice, nice, nice. And then he's gonna be my reference image. Come with me. Come with me, reference image. Ah, the mug itself is just standing straight now. Okay, back to the sketch. So now this man has turned around and is leaving. With his long nose and beard, facial hair. Don't forget facial hair, never forgetty. And then of course he's wearing his robe situation. Robe? What do you call this? An apron? Yes. Yes, that is what you call it. It's an apron. Excuse me. All the words are escaping me. They're running away from home. He's gonna go back out into the wild. The wild. So when he's walking out, his hand is gonna be, yep, okay, I know how to draw. And it's like that. He's a little bit hunched. A little bit hunched man. And the one apron from the front. Aside from my bubble tea addiction, I think in terms of food, I think wraps are great because they're so annoying. Well, it's not that wraps are particularly great. Honestly, anything is good. Just as long as there's enough protein. And honestly, I feel like I've been having so much carbs lately. So, you know, nothing against carbs, just maybe not something that has that much. Ooh, or you know what? Like Turkish or Middle Eastern food is very good. Yeah, I had this one place recently. Oh man, they had this I don't know what it was, like a flatbread covered in meat. That was good. But I think I'd like to try other things from that same restaurant that I ate from. Okay, I think we've had enough of that reference. So then his hand is back here, which means the thumb is facing inward. And then the rest of the hand can be here, like that. And then he's got his robe. Like that. But I think tonight I'm gonna have dinner like all together with everybody. Right now I'm staying with my boyfriend and my brother's here too, so we'll probably just all eat together. There we go. How's that looking without the thing bobbing the way? Yeah, that's fine. He's very lanky. I'm gonna adjust that proportions. Hold on, that's wild. No one should look like this. I'm just drawing, and it's like, whoa, hello. Okay. I think it's because I just don't want to have to see the bottom of his feet. Then I have to figure out where the floor actually is. Shh. Don't tell anyone. I don't want to know where the floor is. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Actually, tomorrow I'm playing D&D. Oh, we had a pretty short session last time I played, so I'm really hankering for it. How's that? Oh, much better. Much better proportioned. See, look at that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 6. Yep, 7 heads. That's perfectly reasonable for this man. Okay, so he's gonna walk out the door. And you are going to side-eye him leaving. Just like that. I think I want to add a little extra to that side eye. It's a bit too static. This is honestly so extra. Why do I do this to myself, huh? Huh, why? Somebody explain to me why. Why am I so extra? Okay. And then we don't need this. Beep, 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 beep. We don't need this. And then we can just bam, like that. Hello. Yay. Yay. Okay. We've got that panel in, and then we just need this one, and then we can, we got a little bit of time, dudes. We got some time. Oh, we're so good on time. I'm tempted to start. Yo, let's just do one panel from the next file, okay? Let's do one character panel, because character panels are fun. I'm not gonna do the actual next panel, which is just like a tray full of drinks. That's not super interesting. Let's pay extra special attention to this panel that we're doing right now, though, because this is a close-up on eyes, and those have to be good. Because unlike real eyes, drawn eyes have none of the like super it doesn't have the breath of life that a real eye does, because it's not technically alive. Or at least that's what my film teacher has mentioned to me before, back when I was in school. So we kind of gotta add some extra zhuzh to this panel to like close-up eye panels and things like that. And I will check that everything is working. I will check that everything's working by turning off the thumbnails once we have got the illustration in. Actually, to save myself a headache, let's just copy this and do a little like so, and then we'll adjust from there. Fret not. I know it looks messed up at the moment. Just add a slight rotation to it because I don't want it to be perfectly symmetrical like that. Erase this. And hello? Oh, I'm still on the erase tool. Excuse me, how embarrassing. Not really. Alright, how does that look? Nice, nice, good, 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 good. Save. Actually, I'm gonna keep this here, and I'm gonna call this Tavern Keeper Ref. And make sure that sketch layer is all together. Give it another little cheeky save, and I think I'll just do one more, just one more little panel. Just one more little panel. I'll do one of these. Not the one of just the drinks, but oh, that's perfect. One more little panel. Just one more. Like an addict. Just one more. Cheeky face. Look at that cheeky face. Let's do it. Do a cheeky face. And don't forget his little eye bags. It's part of his character design. Mr. Cheeky Face. There we go. And then look at that. That looks good. That's the kind of facial expression I'm looking for. Now we need to just make sure it all works. Once we put it into the rest of the head. Da da da, and then the cheeks. And then, okay, yep, that's where that will go. And then this is the hair. Hair will come to here and then to there. I'm just gonna do that so that when I put in my actual lines, I know where they need to go. Doop, 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 doop. Whoop, whoop, bam. Let's get the ear in. Ears are pretty fun and not too difficult, actually. I feel like ears is one of those things. Ears and feet, people tend to have issues with, right? I mean, I know I personally, like, feet are one of those things I definitely want to use reference for. Just because anatomically, or I guess in real life too, I don't really like looking at feet or just acknowledging the existence of feet. I'm floating everywhere I go. I don't use feet to move around. I'm not particularly interested, and so therefore I'm not very good at drawing them too. But it's all rectified once I have a reference image. Anything can be drawn as long as one has a reference image to correct the mistakes in the mind. There we go. It looks so fun. Cheeky face. Aww. I like my own characters, what can I say? They're precious. I've known them for many years now. It's funny, I think I conceived of this character while listening to like a Brandon Sanderson video. But at the time, he was just the concept of like this blacksmith who wants to go to war because then he'll be able to sell more weapons. I didn't have this whole personality, this whole big doofus personality. I say big doofus, but like, he's pretty, I don't know. I don't want to skew anyone's opinions of my characters to think, oh, this character is good or bad or whatever. I kind of hope that everyone will form their opinion based on how they behave in the story. And I'm gonna end up loving all my characters anyway, and I think they're all precious and silly babies, but it's not because they're particularly like nice or innocent necessarily. And he may be one of my main characters alongside some others, but you know, it's up to people to decide how they feel. I don't want to skew it. Yep, so we'll just finish this one up and call it a day, guys. So let's just get him. If you can't figure it, oh yeah, I shouldn't, I hope you guys can't tell what is going on. It's kind of a weird thing to say for stream, but you know, otherwise this is spoilers if you haven't read the rest of the comic. This is like it's labeled episode 17A, which means it's actually episode 33. Because of how, you know, 13, I think it's 33. Been going at this for how long now? Started developing in 2020. Boy, the pre-production time took a lot longer than I thought back at that point. Handy hand holding a tray. My cousin also draws, and she was also teaching a class. And I was asking her, as I saw her, like, her teacher's notes and stuff, all this complex construction techniques for drawing a person. And I was like, girl, do you draw this way? And she was like, no. Because it's like, for both of us, we've been drawing for long enough that the construction kind of turns into like a guidance for the areas that we're not as familiar with. Let's make this a square, easier to give a sense of depth. There we go. And then there's drinks on this tray. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna bring these out. Bring these out for people to have a good drinking time. It's funny because I don't drink at all. And this arm is here, and then there's a bunch of drinks on this tray. How many? At least 3. Oh, I should put a little label plus table number. Otherwise, where does he think he's taking it? Silly goose. Red. No, not red. Yeah, you can kind of see my process here. I do my thumbnails in the red, and then on top of that, the sketch happens in the blue. That is a completely arbitrary process. You can do whatever you want should you choose to be making a comic. You could start with green and then go into red, or you could start with purple and go into cyan. You can do whatever color system you like. Colors are free for you to choose. Oh, these aren't empty. These should have foam and like a like spillage. I think that's fun. Yeah. Mug. Yeah, I think 3 is enough. Foamy. One more in the back. Just glooshing everywhere. Glooshing. Spilling. There's an English word for that, you know, Sydney? Aster. Okay. Good. Now we get a sense that there is drinks. There are drinks on the mug. On the tray. Blech. He's gonna rush out with them. He's a big guy, Hal is. Don't need that. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna do like a little dash out. Leaving behind the barrel and such. With the suds and all the dirty dishes and whatnot. I'll deal with the background. I'll deal with it. And we want him to not quite be out the door yet. Because of important plot things for this episode. He's got it like this, which means that the fingers. Whoa, hello. Yep, that's gonna be a wall right there. Okay, everybody. That is it, guys. All right. Okay. So those are the panels we covered today. We finished one file here, panels. This file is called 17A, 01 to 11, and then we did one panel here on the 12 to 24. There are a total of 51 panels that we need to get done. So I will continue doing this on the next stream. We'll be doing more sketchies. And hopefully we can get more done on the next one and see how that goes. But basically my idea is that I'm going to be streaming the entirety of the making of this episode and I'm not going to do any behind the scenes stuff, except maybe a few things here and there, like when I made this particular when I made these files, right? Like I actually took the thumbnails not on a stream, I did it off stream, and I took these thumbnails and I placed them into these different these folders, and labeled them all panel what. So that kind of thing I'll do off stream, but everything else is going to be on stream. So you'll actually get to like go back through my live streams and watch the entirety of an episode get made, from the stage where we did the thumbnails to the sketching stage, line art, flat colors, the works. We'll just do it all. My plans may change, but that's how things stand right now. Yep. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'm gonna go have dinner now. So catch you on the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.